On July 26, 2021, Joey Jordison, the former drummer for the heavy metal band Slipknot, died. His family revealed that he passed away peacefully in his sleep, but did not disclose the cause of his death. Joey was one of the most revered drummers of his generation and garnered consistent praise for his work in Slipknot, as well as session work for other bands such as Korn, Rob Zombie, and Satyricon. The news of his passing came as a shock to many of his peers and fans globally, with countless tributes overflowing on social media following the announcement of his death. Soon afterward, there have been discussions on what may have caused his death. So what was the reason behind the death of Joey Jordison? Keep watching as we look back on the legacy of one of metal's all-time best drummers, from his time in Slipknot to his sudden exit from the band, and what may have been the cause of his untimely passing. The start of Joey Jordison's career in Slipknot. Joey Jordison is one of the founding members of the Grammy Award-winning band Slipknot, considered by many as one of the most iconic bands of modern metal. In 2013, he was ejected from the band to the surprise of many. He later revealed that a rare neurological condition had affected his ability to play the drums. 8 years after departing Slipknot, Joey abruptly passed away. His family provided no details regarding the cause of his death, which has become a topic of discussion ever since. Nathan Jonas Joey Jordison was born in Des Moines, Iowa on April 26, 1975. He was influenced by music at a young age, which he attributed to his parents playing the radio at home more often than turning on the TV. His first instrument was a guitar, but by the age of 8, his parents had gifted him with his first drum kit, which eventually became his primary instrument. Joey started playing in different bands during his teen years and would meet his future bandmates like Jim Root, Craig Jones, and Sean Clown Crayon while performing at local shows in Des Moines. His first band was a speed metal group called Motophidius, who released 2 demo tapes in the early 90s. After the band disbanded, Joey briefly played guitars for a band called The Rejects and joined another future bandmate, Paul Gray, on a project called Anal Blast. Around this time, Joey got an invite to join a band called The Pale Ones. After attending rehearsals at the basement of vocalist Anders Colsafini, Joey immediately joined the group as their drummer. The band brought in more musicians until they became a 6-piece. They played a couple of shows in late 1995, and soon after, Jordison came up with the idea of changing their name to Slipknot, after their song of the same title. The band released its first demo album, Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat, in 1996. The record was limited to 1,000 copies, and while the band received local radio airplay, it did little to attract the interest of record labels. In 1997, the band recruited Corey Taylor to become their main vocalist. The following year, the band released a 5-track demo which did better in getting attention from record labels. Shortly after, they received an offer from Ross Robinson, the producer behind albums such as Korn's self-titled debut album and Sepultura's Roots, to produce their first album. In July of 1998, they signed with Roadrunner Records and began work on their new album. It was in the middle of recording when the band finally stabilized their 9-member lineup after a few members exited over the past few months. Part of the band's gimmick, aside from wearing their signature masks, was assigning a number to each member. Joey was given the number 1. In June 1999, Slipknot released their official self-titled debut album and was part of the Ozfest lineup that year. The band quickly gained a following for their heavier-than-usual sound, thanks to having 9 members, which separated them from the rest of their nu metal counterparts. Joey's drumming on the record, which took more influence from extreme metal than the hip-hop-inspired drumming of their nu metal peers, was instrumental in Slipknot's aggressive sound. The success was unprecedented, and Slipknot found themselves touring several countries throughout 1999 and 2000. A year after its release, Slipknot was certified platinum, the first record from Roadrunner to achieve such a feat. In 2001, Slipknot released their second album, Iowa, named after the band members' home state. The record built upon the standard the band set with their first album, and is touted as perhaps Slipknot's heaviest record to date. Their popularity continued to grow, but it was speculated that tensions were forming within the band when several members started side projects. Joey reformed his previous band, The Rejects, during this period, and named it to Murder Dolls, with him on guitars and Wednesday 13 on vocals. Joey appeared in public unmasked for the first time while promoting Murder Dolls on MTV. Slipknot's continued success. Despite the speculations about Slipknot's future, the band returned to the studio with legendary producer Rick Rubin and dished out their third album, Volume 3, The Subliminal Verses. The album was widely praised and charted in numerous countries. It included one of the band's most popular singles, Before I Forget, which eventually gave the band its first Grammy Award in 2006. While touring in support of the album, the band released its first live album, 9.0 Live, which was produced by Joey. By this time, Joey had been familiarizing himself with the producer's role. He also produced and contributed songwriting for Roadrunner United, a project among artists under the record label. The resulting album was the All-Star Sessions, released in 2005, a month before the release of Slipknot's live album. In 2007, Joey also produced 3 Inches of Blood Third's studio album, Fire Up the Blades. Joey was a fan of the band, and when he learned that Roadrunner wanted demos produced for the band, Joey offered his services. Eventually, it led to him producing the album. Joey Jordison's side projects. Joey is known for staying productive outside of his duties with Slipknot. In 2004, Metallica recruited him as one of the last-minute replacements for their set at the Download Festival when their drummer Lars Ulrich was suddenly hospitalized. Joey played 8 of 13 songs on Metallica's set that night. That same year, Joey filled in for Satyricons drummer Frost, who was denied entry into the United States for the band's tour. Joey also toured with Ministry in 2006 and joined Korn in 2007 for their tour, while their drummer at the time, David Silveria, was on hiatus. He also joined Rob Zombie's band from 2010 to 2011. His proficiency and versatility within the greater metal circle helped build his credibility within the scene. Joey's last projects was Slipknot and Exit. Joey and the rest of Slipknot made their comeback in 2008 with their 4th album, All Hope Is Gone. It debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200, the first and only Slipknot album to do so. The band went on tour to promote the album, but early on, Joey suffered a couple of setbacks. In early August, Joey broke his ankle, which hindered his playing ability. Later that month, he was hospitalized for a burst appendix an hour before the band was set to play. The injuries forced Slipknot to cancel some of its dates. Nonetheless, the tour was a success and concluded in October 2009. Slipknot entered another hiatus following the tour. In 2010, readers of Rhythm magazine voted Joey as the best drummer of the past 25 years, beating the likes of Mike Portnoy, Dave Grohl, and Phil Collins. However, that same year, tragedy struck the band. On May 24th, their bassist, Paul Gray, was found dead in his hotel room in Urbandale, Iowa. His death was officially ruled as a result of an overdose. The band's future was again up in the air, as members weren't sure if they wanted to continue without Gray. Joey commented that the band had some new material ready for an album. Meanwhile, Corey Taylor was initially hesitant to press forward without their original bassist. In 2011, the band returned to touring and played a few shows. The following year, Slipknot released their first greatest hits compilation, Antennas to Hell, which served as a tribute to Gray. It would be the final release by Slipknot that Joey would be involved with. On December 12, 2013, Slipknot announced on their website that Joey Jordison had departed from the band due to personal reasons. The news shocked the metal community, who considered Joey as one of the band's centerpieces. Joey clarified that he was fired from Slipknot, and he would never abandon the band and its fans by just leaving after being in it for 18 years. Joey's illness and death. The reasons for Joey's departure would remain a mystery for the next few years. It wasn't until 2016 that Joey revealed he suffered from transverse myelitis, or TM. This rare neurological disease results in the inflammation of the spinal cord. Joey revealed that the illness started sometime around 2010, but was only diagnosed much later. By then, the condition had compromised his legs, leaving him unable to play the drums towards the end of his stint with Slipknot. Afterward, he underwent physical therapy and rehabilitation to regain the use of his legs. Upon recovering, Joey started the bands Scar the Martyr, Vimic, and the Synsinem. Synsinem ended up as the last band that Joey ever played in. On July 26, 2021, Joey's family released a statement announcing that the drummer had died in his sleep. He was 46 years old. Joey was found unresponsive in his bed by his ex-girlfriend, Amanda Victoria, who handled his affairs, and immediately phoned 911 upon discovering his body. The news took social media by storm, followed by an outpouring of tributes and condolences from fans and peers in the music industry, including his former band Slipknot. The band offered their condolences to Joey's family and his fans and acknowledged his immense impact with the band. "Without him, there would be no us," their statement read. "We mourn his loss with the entire Slipknot family." Joey's family requested privacy and did not release any more details regarding the drummer's death, including its cause. Many theorized that complications from transverse myelitis were the main reason behind his passing, as it was the primary illness he had been battling years before. However, a statement made by Cincinnati following Joey's death hinted that the drummer had some issues, and the band did what they could to help him through it. Cincinnati didn't provide more details. When asked in an interview about what caused the drummer's death, Cincinnati guitarist Frederic Leclerc refused to give an answer, citing the request of Joey's family for privacy. The only other detail that could add to this theory was revealed in a leak of the 911 call placed by Joey's ex-girlfriend, which was shared by TMZ. In that call, Amanda noted that Joey had bad alcohol problems. It's unconfirmed if the late drummer did have these issues and if his death resulted from them. Slipknot's seventh studio album, The End So Far, was released in 2022. The band dedicated the album to Joey's memory. Joey Jordison was a once-in-a-lifetime talent that was taken from the world way too soon. The outpouring of grief from fans worldwide proves just how influential he is and how many he has touched through his music. And although he's gone, there will always be the recordings he has left behind by which he can be remembered as one of the greatest metal drummers to ever grace this world.